Good morning. Good morning. Make sure my. All right. Yes, my mic is on. Cool. All right. So this morning is or this week is the day or the week that Meds is supposed to be paying out their dividends. That's MEDS. And I told Donnell that I was gonna have my popcorn ready just to watch this thing. It's at about 20 something dollars right now, and they really didn't give an exact date of payout. It's just gonna be sometime this week, which is scary because if they slip it in there and people get a chance to sell, and then people are just left holding some invaluable shares, it's gonna be pretty bad. Right now, Meds is at like 20 something dollars, I think. Let me jump out here. Meds is at 28.80, right? And it has been coming down. It went all the way up to $44, took a fall from 44 down to 29, and has been working its way on down. So I'm really expecting this thing to go lower after this dividend sale this week. So definitely be careful if you are holding shares trying to get that dividend. And I would put a stop loss in if I were you. Just say, hey man, if this thing drops under 20, I'm out, or it's 21 or something like that, because you just don't want to miss that sell off. Just holding those shares. But anyway, good morning, Donnell, Boss Lynch. What's up? What's up? So I'm guessing y'all heard the news. We'll go ahead and go over the news real quick. Let me pull up a browser. All right. So first off, well, yeah. Let's just go ahead and go into this. All right, so for Charles Schwab, this is our news here. Oh, dang, I gotta log in to get into it. Oh well, let me log in real quick and get the news. I thought of that article, I would just have it. I guess it's only available for Charles Schwab people. Let me pull this up. Man, okay, show me the money. Wow, they got this thing secured. I have received a article, which is very interesting. Where is my... All right, let me in. Here we go. Okay, so this is what Charles Schwab folks got. 7 things you need to know about T1 settlement. So they're changing from T2. You know, usually if you have a smaller account, you're trading under 25,000. You're trading under the PDT rule. In May 2024, this is going to be changing to the T1 rule. So let's say if you're trading on Monday, you spend your cash on Monday, then you have to wait Tuesday, then you get your money back on Wednesday to trade again. So you're waiting T2. So the time period is 2 days, right? Well, now it's going to T1. Basically, the cash in your account. And I think this is the way that it always should have worked, because if it's your money, like, why not be able to trade with it every day, right? So this is one of the big changes coming in May, and this is March right now. We got about a month until this goes in, but I just saw this article from March 8th. It's 10 days ago, but still, whatever. I looked at it and I was like, that is interesting. So if you have a smaller account, you'll be able to trade Monday, and then Tuesday you'll have your money back. Then Wednesday you can trade. Then Thursday. So it's going to give you a lot more opportunities to take trades and to profit, right? Especially if you have a strategy. Now, again, you need a strategy to kind of make this thing work, right? But it could be something that, I have specific strategies that I'm trading right now. I got 3 pretty much that I look for, but I could add to the tool belt for some faster scalps, some things that are a little bit faster to just move things on along, right? Or I could just sit back and be patient. It doesn't, either way it goes, the money's coming back. And if I am wrong on one day, I can come right back the next day and go ahead and kill it. Um, Good morning, Lori Lee. And so let's read through this. So, for many investors, making a trade feels like an instant process, but there are actually two important dates involved in any trading or any trade that investors should know and understand. And one of them is about to make an important change. The transaction date is the day you successfully execute a trade. The settlement date is when that trade becomes official. It's the date when payment is due for purchases, when securities sold must be delivered, and the securities transfer agent has verified the two or the new shareholder and removed the former one. Okay, so that's the process. That's why they were saying it takes so long, but now they're like, no, it doesn't take that long because it's all electronic. The bots can pass that around way quicker than any stockbroker. On May 28th, 2024, settlement cycles on any U.S. securities trade will change from 2 business days to one. For most investors, this event may have little or no impact, but for some, the time it takes to settle a trade can significantly influence portfolio and trading decisions. Known officially as T1, trading day plus 1 business day, this transaction will put trade settlement for stocks, bonds, and related assets on the same 1 day timetable. 2 day securities settlement, currently known as T2, has been the standard since 2017 when the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) amended its rules to shorten settlement from 3 days. How will T1 affect you and your investments? Here are a few key things you need to know. What's driving the shorter settlement cycles, faster technology, and investor preference mainly. What does T1 mean for most investors? Generally, very little because many broker firms today, including Schwab, require cash or adequate margin prior to entering any securities orders in a client's account for efficient settlement. And unlike decades ago, investors typically hold their securities in their accounts electronically. So, relatively few people have to rush paper certificates to their brokerage office by the settlement deadline. However, it's noteworthy or worth noting that for some investors, faster security settlements could influence future trading portfolio and tax strategies. Number three, which securities will be affected by T1? According to the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority (FINRA), stocks, bonds, exchange traded funds (ETFs), certain mutual funds, municipal securities, real estate investment trusts, and master limited partnerships (MLPs) traded on the U.S. exchanges will move from T2 to T1 as of May 28th. What about government bonds? Government bonds are already T1. How will T1 settlement actually work? For example, let's say you execute a securities trade on Monday. After May 28th, that transaction must be settled on the next business day, which would be Tuesday, if the markets are open. If you were to successfully trade on Friday, your settlement date would be the following Monday, as long as it isn't a market holiday. Note Mexico and Canada are also moving to T1 settlement on May 27th. U.S. markets reopen on May 28th that week because of the Memorial Day holiday. 6. How could T1 influence certain investment decisions? Some investors will want to make sure they own shares by a specific date to participate in proxy votes or annual meetings. In these cases, shorter settlement cycles can help the investor. Are there potential tax issues? Because of T1, you'll have half the time to correct any cost basis decisions you made in a trade. Once settlement is complete, your cost basis, your total initial investment, and or any commissions and fees paid, and decisions on how you'll collect dividends and distributions is set for tax purposes. After T1 goes into effect, any cost basis adjustments will have to be made within 1 business day of the trade, not 2. Bottom line, on May 28th, 2024, T1 arrives for U.S. investors, trimming the settlement cycles for securities trades from 2 days to one. For some investors, 1 day settlement cycles may mean greater convenience. For others, T1 may require closer attention to how shorter settlement times could affect one's investment, trading, and or tax decisions. To learn more about this, blah blah blah. Okay, so this thing I had to sign into, so I can't really put this link in the chat because I had to actually sign in to see this article. So whatever. But yeah, T1 coming on May 28th. All right, let's go ahead and look through the charts and stuff today. I'll exit this. Come over here to my scan. Actually, let's look at the SPY. What the SPY is over here doing? Is it going crazy? Okay. All right, let's get you back online. Here we go. All right, so the SPY is moving up right now. Had a little bit of dip off into last week and moving on up to the 513s into this morning. Let's look at some of the news out here in the market. We're still trying to figure out what they're going to do with interest rates. And it says, does the Fed still expect 3 rate cuts? We're about to find out. Okay, well, we'll see what they talk about. What to expect from NVIDIA's big conference. Google jumps after report of Apple talks on Gemini integration. Fed call NVIDIA summit, Reddit IPO. What to know this week. All right, so a couple of different news. Oh, looks like another robbery there. They're snatching stuff. They're running with stuff. You know, once they make stores fully automated, that's going to be crazy trying to rob them. When the store absolutely locks down and you can't get out, that's going to be crazy. And there's nothing but robots in there. And they may like have a like some kind of red zone where the robots don't really care who's in there. They're just indiscriminate of who they hurt. You're just in the store, you see red eyes coming down the aisle with like a with the kryptonite baton. It's not gonna be pretty. No one can save you. Okay, let's go jump over here to BBC. Predicting Putin's landslide was easy. Duh, nobody's gonna beat Putin. Look at those numbers. 3%, 85% of the vote, 2%. It's probably 1% back there. Oh man. Very, very funny for those elections. We're trapped, says Gazan doctor as Israel raids Al Shifa hospital. Okay. Let's see. The WhatsApp group that saved trafficked women. It's cool. Running the gauntlet to flee Haiti gang territory. Why Putin's term as Russian leader was never in doubt. Okay, we already saw that. Let's go to business. How much trouble is Boeing in? I don't know. That was 1 day ago. It's as if I'm watching a troubled child, is how Captain Dennis Tahir describes flying a Boeing 737 MAX. Wow, that's not good for your pilot to be saying that. A troubled child, huh? Boeing's mid-air blowout puts safety record in the spotlight again. So many people use it. I guess it would face the most problems, right? Hmm. All right. What am I looking at? Let's look back over here at the scans. I see Google. Google is on the top of the list right now for things over 5 moving. which is not great. We'll see if anything under 5 starts to pop off at the open. We have about 15 minutes to the open. Oh, I didn't even know I had that up. Okay. U.S. stocks rally with price of Model Y midsize SUV. This is one of the things I was talking to another trader before the summer. I was like, I'm thinking that during the summer, I'm thinking car sales are gonna go back up. People like to travel. People like to, you know, get a Tesla or something. Because the only problem that Teslas really have is the cold, right? So during summertime, you can rent them, you can buy them, you can do all that stuff, and end up trading them or however they want to deal with them. But I was thinking during summertime, Tesla would make some type of recovery after all of that falling. I am so glad I sold out of what I had in Tesla. I just was not feeling it. More and more bad news was coming out, and it's like I don't really know. I'm gonna let it kind of settle out, chop out. But yeah, have you guys heard anything over the weekend that could affect the markets positively or negatively? It doesn't really matter what cap stock either. It could be large cap, it can be mid, small, whatever you got. Elon Musk questions by Don Lennon over diversity and content moderation. Okay. Let's look at any IPOs today. Today is the 18th. So we got a couple of IPOs tomorrow that are low flows. They'll probably pop out and go crazy. INTJ for tomorrow. RAN Marine Technology, and we could read up on those if we want to. Let me see. Intelligent Group Limited. We're a professional service provider in Hong Kong. So this is another Chinese stock that engages in business for providing financial PR services. Our financial PR services include arranging press conferences and interviews, participating in the preparation of news releases and shareholders meetings, monitoring news publications, identifying shareholders, targeting potential investors, organizing corporate events. Okay, cool. But this is another one of those Chinese companies. We've seen these Chinese companies every single week it seems try to go, and I mean I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I just don't trust them anymore. Every week there is opportunities, but you gotta be quick because those bad boys will halt down. Let's go to Ram Marine, see what they're talking about. Ram Marine. We are a clean tech company that designs, manufactures, and sells autonomous surface vessels or ASVs. A technology company, or no, as a technology company, our specific market focus is providing robotic vessels to harvest harmful plastic pollutants, algae, biomass, and oils from water while collecting critical water quality data. Our mission is to empower people, companies, and governments across the planet with the ability to restore the marine environment to its natural state via autonomous, I guess I said that right, electric vessels. Our data driven technology and our patent protected devices create this opportunity by cleaning and monitoring our communal waters. Now, this one, I mean, where are they based out of? Rotterdam. I don't even know this word. Galil Lestrade, Galil Lestrade. I don't know. But another one that's going to be popping out this week or tomorrow, actually. Supposed to be tomorrow. Later on down the week, we got on the 20th, Astera Labs, Reddit. I thought Reddit was already a publicly traded, but maybe it's coming on. So that's IPO Reddit. AUNA. Reddit is interesting though. Is this the same Reddit? Is this? It's got to be Reddit. Yeah, this is Reddit. I thought it already had an IPO. Let me go see. Reddit. I guess not. Okay. Whatever. All right, we got about 9 minutes left to the bell. We're gonna see what's popping off. Reddit may go crazy though. Now that I think about it, I mean Reddit is a big name. For it to be IPOing, it may hit. Also, we gotta pop this up here. Um, let's go to disclaimer. Make sure, look, anything that you're seeing on the channel, it's for entertainment purposes only. We do deeper level analysis. We kind of look at case studies here and see where we could be profitable, where we could possibly take entries and things like that. But my suggestion is definitely put some time on the charts, learn market cycle, learn some patterns, learn some setups. They are different. Patterns and setups are different. And really focus on consistency. Whether you're going to be micro scalping or whether you're going to be um, you know taking a one and done trade sniper shot type. But yeah, focus on building a strategy. Definitely do not be out here. Um, you know what? When I started trading, I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody starts at a kind of gambler mode, and it's like you come in and you're like, man, I have to make this. I have to be better than what I see. I have to be doing this and this and this. But it's just the more time you spend in the market, the more you're like, man, is this money going to be hard to make or is this money going to be easy to make? And how easy is the market making it to make, right? I want it to be easy where I can see an easy pattern. I'm like, I know this pattern. Let's go. If it doesn't work out, cool, I'll be out. But, I'm not really looking to put blood, sweat, and tears into the market because a lot of times it always is just tears, right? And especially with day trading, it needs to be easy because if you're going longer term, you're swing trading or something like that, you're putting money in there for the next couple of days, maybe weeks, maybe a whole month, right, or more. But with day trading, I just want it to be a very easy transaction. Now, knowing the strategy, knowing the patterns and all that, that's the hard part, right? So that's like kind of off the well, not really off the chart. It's still on the chart, but you got to spend some observation time watching the market. Especially some people just trade like a couple of names, a couple of tickers. So like Daniel B or One Life, sometimes they trade just Roblox, just Rivian, just a couple that they study those chart patterns, those movements, and they trade those all the time, every day. Just one ticker. So their scanner, they're not even really worried about anything. They already got their little block of tickers that they're gonna trade. We got about 6 minutes to the bell, and we'll see some things populate. Probably within the first minute. It's probably something under five moving right now because over five is kind of looking dry. Except for Google, the SPY, oil is coming up. Oil, just a minute ago, I looked, it was at 80. It is moved. It has moved from 80 up to the 81s into this level. So I'm pretty sure somebody be trading oil today, looking kind of bullish. We look over here on the larger time frames. We can see it did make a slight, almost a double bottom, came down to the 67. This was the first trade that I got on and I sold up here. And then this one, I did not get back in. I just kind of was like, oil is just real shaky, man. It'll chop you up for real. Cause the news affects it so much. And you gotta think about it, it's news from all over the world because everybody has their own little outlooks on oil. So it could just boop, drop down, come right back up, that kind of thing. Like this day right here, this week right here, is it dropped from 79 all the way down here to 72, then recovered the whole thing. So think about how many stop losses it hit there coming down and then just recovering it all. Very choppy movement, even on the weekly chart. All right, about 4 minutes left to the bell. Good morning, Mike D. And we already talked about meds. I'm looking for meds to be coming on down, baby. After this dividend payout, that's a lot of money to pay out though. Like $8 dividend, that's a lot of money. I don't know how much money. I don't know how much they're in debt, but it's not probably gonna be too pretty. See where Tesla is. Tesla had a little gap up after falling for miles from the 200s all the way down here to the 170s. Just ugh. And if you're wondering what this is on my charts, this is the volume profile. Basically, the gray arrows are the high and the low, and then the gold arrows are the value areas. So the value area contains 70% of the trading on the day, right? And so I like to see, are you going to is it going to continue trading in the value level? And if it's going to move upwards, since I'm going long, I like to see it drag the value level up. So the value level can actually move throughout the day if enough volume comes out. This little red uh, section is the point of control. It is where buyers and sellers are almost at equilibrium. So a lot of times the price will retrace to the point of control if it's not super bullish or super bearish. But if it is super bullish, it'll drag the point of control up. If it's super bearish, it'll drag the point of control down. So, you know, and sometimes it takes a while for my point of point of control to move because I'm trading on the 15 minute. So it takes a little bit more volume to drag it up or down. So, yeah. What else do I have? I have my buy sell indicator down here. So basically, what percentage of buyers and sellers are on each candle? Right now on Google, there's just a lot of buying. You can see this big green back here into the close, and then we'll see it recalculate on the open and show us either green or red, and it'll show the percentage as well. And then these labels I put on there for I during the open, you'll see my ATRs calculate, and they'll come up here, the ATR low and high. And we see in small caps that the ATR low and high, it'll stop right there at the ATR in reverse. So it's a really respected level, especially even in small caps. You know, small caps don't like to respect a lot of levels. They don't like to respect the support or resistance. And I saw that when I was like going through my back testing. I'd be like, okay, this is support, and it'll rip through that support like 50 cents. And I'm like, wow, that wasn't support, but it was support. It just didn't respect it. It just bounced right back up to it and went the other way. But when I started using ATR, things started to be a little bit clearer because a lot of people use it because it's simple math. It's a simple thing that you can really understand the math on it. ATR is the average true range, by the way. All right, so Google, we got Google, everything looking like Google over here on the scans. Google, NIO, all of those up 5%. And then everything else just kind of below that. 15 seconds until we get a new population of tickers. Lori Lee called out WAVD. WAVD. Throwing some up there. Let's see what it's talking about. So this one is up 31%. WAVD has its ATR up here of the 434 or 432 on this candle. Let's see what it does up there. Coming up to that point of control, finding a little bit of pressure there. Let's see how it holds. Bottom of the ATR is 367. Based on the 15-minute ATR, because all of my ATRs are kind of different because Thinkorswim wouldn't let me code like one ATR on all of them. It actually calculates on the bars on the specific time frame. All right, WAV. Showing a little buying back up to that point of control. If we look on the buy sell indicator, we're 82%. Keep showing red, needs to stay above 80 really to get that push. 70, 86, 86. Can we get 90s? 93, 100. Yep. 100, 100, 100, all the way up to that ATR. 93s. Okay, okay. Got up, tested the ATR. So that's a good look. Found, now you see how I respected that ATR, right? Got up there, tap, right back down. That's why a lot of people, they'll bank profit on ATRs. Let me zoom in a little bit and pan over there. Okay. So perfect ATR test. Let's see the test of the bottom side now. We got another one, TPHS, up 247%. It is a little bit cheaper. TPHS. Right here. So this one, going up to the testing the ATR high as well. Only 29 cents. Relative volume is 23 times the norm. Relative standard deviation is 3 times the norm. Breaking out of this ATR a little bit. Let's see if it'll find some respect, or is it going to keep pushing over this ATR? If it keeps pushing, it's going to need to prove that it can hold this 30 cents. Looking on the larger time frame over here, monthly chart has been getting beat down for a while, down here to 31 cents. Bottom of this, for it to go red on this counter, it needs to get under 25 cents. So let me mark that up. So red will be 25 cents. It really needs to stay above 26 cents, something like that. Looking at the daily ATR, it is passing the daily ATR up here at 31 cents. Let's jump back over here. So it got the ATR break. Can it do a break and hold of this 30 cents? 31 cents. $305% up right now. I don't know if it had any news. I guess we can go and check that while we're waiting on it to do a break and hold. Let's see. Did I close the... Okay, here it is. What was that? TPHS. Trinity Place Holdings. All right, March 1st was this last news that it got, press release that it got. Trinity Place Holdings discloses communication from NYSE American. Okay. Trinity Place Holdings completes recapitalization transactions, enters transactions, and then, okay, so let's go look at the float. The float's got to be low if it's moving like this. Let's see. TPHS. Float is 31.41 million. According to FinViz, let's cross-check that. TPHS. 31, so about 31 million in there. Let's see if it has any shelves. And we saw one on Friday. I think that was Friday where Verb was going up crazy. It was another penny stock that kind of started. It was up 200%. Now I don't like to see penny stocks unless they're up 100%. If they're under 100, they're not impressive to me. They're too cheap not to be over 100% for me to look at them. That's why TPHS is literally the only thing on my scan right now. Unless something else pops up over 100, I really don't care about those cheap stocks. But yeah, it does have a shelf registration back from 2022, so 2 years ago. It's out of range on that shelf registration. Let's look at the shorts. TPHS short squeeze. Oh, I accidentally typed that wrong. Okay, shares float not even out here. Whatever. All right, let's jump back over to the charts. It got well over this ATR. Let's see how it holds. Hold that ATR, giving a bounce right back down to it. 31 cents. Ooh. This candle has not closed yet, so that does not mean it's completely failed. It needs to just hold around this level to stay bullish. And remember, I'm looking at the 15 minutes, so you may be looking at a 2 minute, 1 minute. You may be seeing a different picture than me. Getting some pops above that 31 though. And this white line right here is back red on the day, right where it actually opened, around 26 cents. So it's almost up 10 cents from where it was. Donnell said took a small position on WAVD. Did it continue going up too? Let's see. I didn't see it on my scan, so that's why I see it now. Up 58%. It just popped on my this scanner up here, which is usually the scan above 5 that I end up trading. But since it is not holding 5, you know, it's probably gonna pop off of this. Even though it's up 52%, it does not have the percentage gain that I need. But it's looking interesting though. We'll see. It's right at the top. WAVD and TPHS are the only two that I see that are interesting right now though. I did not check any catalysts on WAVD. Let me go and do that. Wave Dancer. Let's see, Wave Dancer. What you got for us? 27 minutes ago, Wave Dancer and Firefly Neuroscience, an AI-driven brain healthy company, each received respective stockholder approval for merger. So two companies are coming into a merger there, and that was 27 minutes ago. 6 days ago, Wave Dancer encouraged stockholders to vote for the proposals in advance of March 14th. So I guess these were the this is what they were voting for. Let's see, unveils significant impact on disease management. Let me go and look at their profile here. Wave BD. Profiles. All right, so Wave Dancer Inc. engages in development and maintenance of information technology systems, modernizing client information systems, and offers other IT-related professional services to government and commercial organizations in the United States. It also offers secure supply chain management software solution, consulting, development, training, and migration, and software development, system modernizations, cloud-based solutions, and cybersecurity services. The company was formerly known as Information and Analysis Incorporated and changed its name to Wave Dancer Inc. in December 2021. Wave Dancer Inc. was incorporated in 1979 and is headquartered in Fairfax, Virginia. Okay, so that's WAVD. Popped out the scans, not holding up that $5, but this one, TPHS, still up 100%, holding up that 31. Right now, it's looking like it's going to be the most interesting one on the day, but we'll see what Wave D does. Maybe Wave D has a resurgence, but right now, TPHS is the heart stopper right now. Jump back over there to Wave D. Where'd it go? Wave D. Okay, so Wave D coming back to that ATR high of the 443. Both of these are just struggling to hold those higher highs right now, but we'll see. Neither one of them has really faded that ATR high yet. We have about 5 minutes to the close of this 15-minute candle, which we'll see if they can do a hold of this ATR. So about 30 cents on this one. Right at the 30 cents right here. And then on the other one, WAVD, we got about, oh, it's already under, but it needs to hold this 444 by the end of its thing. I said thing by the end of this Candle close. Tripping. All right, but yeah, under ATR, returning to that point of control down there. Sellers at 73%, buyers at 30%. And TPS, this one's still looking the best to me. Holding well above that ATR. Buyers coming back in. Look at that, 77%. Let's see if we can get some 90s there. Can he continue to push 80s, 85, 85, any 90s? 85, 86. 86, 86. 586. Any 88s? Not really. Okay. Yeah. Starting to drop there, showing a little red there. 68, 68, 65. Okay. Interesting. Pushing back up there though. This candle still hasn't closed. Has 3 minutes to the close of it. Are the sellers coming back? Can we see the sellers over 40%, over 50% here? Reliable called out RX $12 level is interesting. We'll go look at that one. RX. Okay, RX had a little pop out here as well. Let me look at its stats. It's only up 7%. Maybe if it gets a little bit more bullish, maybe. It is definitely a higher float though. For sure. 234 or something, and then the market cap's pretty high as well. I don't know how volatile that one's gonna be. Let's look at this pre-market. Pre-market had a little bit of gap up, but it may be a grinder higher. It is above the ATR, so I consider anything above the ATR probably is bullish until it isn't. And we'll see if it can hold up, but definitely a higher float looks like. Let me go check that float on RX. Whoops. Recursion. Let's see. Float is looking like 187 million on that float. Did it have any kind of catalyst today or something? Let's see. Last day it had news was it says Recursion announces plans to open a new office in London. That was a repeat. March 1st, Recursion to host second annual Rare Disease Day events. So let's see. January 24th starts to raise over 120 million. Okay. We'll see. We'll see about that one. But it is back under the ATR now. We'll focus on TPHS pulling back down to the ATR as well. And what was that other one? Wave D. Where did Wave D go? There we go. Okay. Wave D opening right below, and I don't like this. This is not what the setup's supposed to be looking for. A break and hold. Now it's got to re-break the ATR. So that's gonna be a little bit more time to wait on that. And this isn't the right setup. And plus it is fading away from $5. So the prop firms got it. TPHS though held right over this ATR. This is bullish. This is going to be a bullish move here. So held over that 30, giving a little move up, and I'm thinking it can push back up here to what, the 34s, maybe like 3 or 4 cents here. And we see the volume coming in right up here, so it may actually even move the value level upward. Let's see if they can get that push through this level of the 33s. There it is, right through the level of 33s, and hold up here towards this 34. That's what we. This is the so yeah. This is the ATR break and hold. Now remember, I don't trade until after the first 30 minutes, so you know this is still not in my time frame. But it did slap up there to that top after holding the ATR up. Now we want to see can more volume come in here right now. Look at the buy sell indicator. We got 87. Can we get into the 90s for another push upward? 90. We just saw 90 very quickly. Can it hold into those 90s and get 100% buyers to push it higher? 33 cents. It needs to definitely hold above 30 though. More volume coming in. I keep seeing it come scoot forward here. I do see two down here, EH and SMR popped up. Let me look at these two. SMR and then EH is 18 bucks, 20% up. That could be interesting. They are I don't know if the share size or the floats are what we like them to be. Let's go look. EH. This is a holdings company. Oh, this looks like it's Chinese. Forms of strategic cooperation with the with the management. Yeah, this is Chinese for sure. Okay, so not too worried about that. Let's see. Look at a SMR. 3 days ago, New Scale Power reports fourth quarter, full year 2023 results. New Scale to participate in March. So I throw these up here just so we can keep an eye on them. EH and SMR just to see if they go crazy. And then also TPHS. So this is what I got on my scans right now. These three, one up almost 300%, 25, 18. We'll see if they can get any continuation here on Monday morning. Let's jump back over. TPHS, continue to hold those levels. And this one, oh, this one's way off the ATR. It just went straight up to the tens. So it can't even do an ATR hold here. It's so far away. You just have to kind of play it above the ATR at 24%. But the only things I don't like about it, it's not abnormal enough. When you look at the relative volume standard deviation, usually I like to see it 2 times or 2 deviations away from the norm. This one is only 0.12, so it's got some work to do. At least EH has 2 deviations. And then for the relative volume, I like to see at least 5 times relative volume. This one has 3.28. This one has 1.11. If we look over here at TPHS though, its relative volume is 43 times the norm, and its relative volume standard deviation is 5.52 times the or not times the deviations out. So it's meeting the criteria. It's just not meeting my price range or the time frame that I like to trade in. So let's go back over here to TPHS, looking like it's going higher. It did end up getting up here, continuing to hold these levels away from that 30 cents. So it's only up 6 cents. You know, if you have a strategy for these, you know, hey, get those scalps, you know, 2 cent scalps. I don't know how much you would need to make good money on a 2 cent scalp. Maybe like 100K shares or something like that, 100,000 shares. I don't know. But yeah, going up there. SMR coming on down. EH coming on down. So yeah, TPHS still looking like it's going to be the one until it's not. All right. Let me read. Reliable said he got 4 fields. I think he's trading RXRX. RXRX. Okay, so TPHS, this candle is going to be closing in about 8 minutes. It did do a little bit of a double top. Let me see if it actually broke. The high on this was 37.5, then another high at 36. So it did break it just a little bit, but coming back down to this ATR now. And I mean, there was time to take profit, 6 cents of profit there, but let's see what the action is going to be back towards this ATR. Kind of a fast retracement back down here to the ATR, which is not looking great. And it does not need to crack down at 30 cents. If it does crack down, that does not mean it's done for the day. That means you have to wait for another setup, right? If you have a setup or a pattern that you look for. This setup that I was looking at off the rip was ATR break and hold. If there's another setup that comes, hey, and it comes within your time frame, or you may just be trading all day, you know, and just looking for any setups, right? Some people do that. SMR still sitting up here, looking like a big indecision up here. All right, Donnell said another 25 cent on WAV. WAVD. Let's see. Okay, it went down there, popping. Now it looks like it wants to try this ATR high. We'll see what it does. At 441. But this candle's got to close. Showing a little bit of indecision there, but it is getting some type of buying pressure from down here at the 388s. So yeah. Anyway, I'll throw that one back. I'll keep it. I'll just keep my eye on it. 425 right now, and it's up 40%. All right. TPHS looking like it's ready to give up the ghost below this ATR. Big selling pressure. We can see on the sell side, 90% on the sell side. Coming into almost the close of this candle. WAVD. A lot of selling as well. And then SMR coming up the charts. EH just doesn't have enough movement for me, man. This thing, for it to be 18 bucks, it needs some more movement. Looking on the larger time frames, though, if we look over at EH on the larger time frames, we can see that it had a little bit of a top here at 23, and it's pulling back. So below the 1750s, it's probably going to be going red on the day. It did fail to hold this ATR. It got above the ATR here at the 1897 and just pulled back into this range for a little bit. So definitely a little bit slower mover. 2 million shares traded. It may not be hanging around too much longer though. All right, back up to TPHS. Continuing to hold the ATR here. Wave. All right, all right, all right. SMR. Yeah, kind of a slowdown across the board here on all of them with the volume. And I like to see them, you know, when they're really got some good catalysts or something, they don't slow down. They just keep moving throughout the day. And so that's why I give them those 30 minutes so I don't get into a dry area. I want to see it continue to be, you know, volatile. Because volatility is what makes us money. Stocks that don't move, like, okay, well, this must be a swing trade, right? But if you don't go into the trade with having a swing trade on your mind, then you've messed up. You have to plan the whole thing out. This is going to be a swing trade. This is the money I'm going to allocate to it. And this is how I'm going to manage the risk before you click the buy button or short. I don't know. But we're seeing this one drop down below the ATR, dropped under the 30 cents there on TPHS. Wave D, we don't know which way. There's no real pattern here. We don't know which way that one's going. SMR, just a big indecision with the top side, the top wick being longer than the bottom. Looking like sellers are doing their thing down there. And no real pattern down here on EH either. Anyway, we got about 4 minutes. We got about 4 minutes to the open. I need to answer that call too. And I'm about to get to some of these folks that's been hitting me up and see what they got going on out here. What is on fire this morning, right? Okay. But I think we've seen the movers that are coming out. We may see some random pop-ups during the day because it is Monday morning. Sometimes news can drop anytime on Monday and we can see random pop-ups. So maybe there was opportunity on TPHS for someone that's got a strategy for trading those little penny stocks. But it is coming on. It is coming on down now. Broke the ATR, coming back down. Now this was the red on the day that I was talking about. It did not need to break, which was just 26 cents. It's heading right down into that level. WAVD, kind of indecision, not really choosing a direction, whether it's bullish or bearish yet. And then SMR continuing to come down. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm about to have to jump over into a meeting here. Okay, yeah, I gotta jump out. All right, so they got some stuff going on. But anyway, that's the stream for today. I'll be back on Wednesday and Friday. If I take any trades this week, I will let you guys know. I'll take good notes. I'm trying to get more into the note taking of process. Get into like just having everything notated. How I'm feeling during the trade. What's the catalyst? Was it meeting all my criteria? You know, that kind of thing. So I can look back and be like, okay, this is what happened on this trade, whether it was red or green. Did I manage the risk? Because that's the biggest thing. If the risk wasn't managed and I'm just gambling, you know, that's chaotic. We don't want to be doing that. We want to value our capital and make every trade risk managed and well thought out, well planned, I guess you could say. Okay, TPHS, big indecision in here. But yeah, I'm about to get on out of here. I gotta jump. Appreciate you guys for tuning in again. And as always, I know this is coming into like the mid part of spring and we'll be heading into summer soon. I'm ready because I'm tired of all this rain, springtime rain. But you know, the rain is good and bad. It washes all the pollen away. So we get a lot of pollen. A lot. But yeah. Anyway, remember we're gonna be transitioning to the whole T1 thing in May 28th. So that will be something new, especially for people with smaller accounts. You'll be able to actually trade with your money even more frequently and practice your strategies, find your strategies in the market and execute them. But yeah, that is it for me today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.